Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, I want to talk about Dynamic 365 Business Central 2025 release with 2 new features. So actually, because these days Copilot and ChatGPT, those AI platforms are so popular. So before I record this video, what I tried is I go to the new and planned features, and then I go to ChatGPT and provide the link for this new Business Central new features, what's planned and what's new and planned, and send it to ChatGPT and ask ChatGPT to summarize what are the key features for this release. So ChatGPT generate like all the text. I copied it to a Word document, and then I put the Word document to PowerPoint. Use Copilot to upload the Word document and generate. It generated around 28 slides for PowerPoint presentation. But then I reviewed the Word document and the PowerPoint, and I decided I just discard them because it's not my style, and some of the highlights which are good, but there are some other features like I like to show, but it wasn't were not included, and then I still prefer to use this web page and to briefly maybe not briefly because there are lots of features I want to talk about. So I want to talk through them by using this web page instead. Okay, so for the Copilot and agents and their capability for sales order agent and purchase payable agents, which were released from the release wave 1, but they're enhanced in this release wave 2. For the sales order agent, Microsoft added additional instructions like so it does is like for the previous Business Central version, before even we have the agent, then there's a contact insights in Outlook. So that add in, and when customers send you email, and it detect the email address in the customer list and try to match it, and also use the fuzzy logic to match the content of the email body to find the matching items. So, but all those are managed by agent, and because I need to link it to a email address which can work with a CDX, but it's almost not possible because it's all on Microsoft, and so you need to have an official domain in order to link them. So I wasn't able to set it up for the sales order agent and the purchase payable agent to show you. But what happened is like if a customer send you email with attachment, no matter the attachment is in the format of an email or if a format of PDF, and then the agent can detect the content of the attachment. So there's a settings for the sales order agent. You could see you have to set up a mailbox, but I cannot attach to mailbox of our company domain because this Business Central tenant is on the CDX. So that's how I couldn't set it up. But if you go to the next page, and there's some setup I want to mention here. So I talk about like you can have a attachment on the email, and it can be detected by the agent, and the attachment could be a PDF or could be the image format. So, and also it added the feature for MST, like multiple ship to address. If you put the email address, the ship to email address in your request email when you send a sales call to request, and so that ship to address will be matched with the ship to addresses you have for that customer in Business Central. But for Business Central implementation, sometimes we have the requirements from our customer, like if they have one order but they want to ship it to multiple ship to address, and it's kind of like split sales order to multiple sub sales orders. So this release cannot do that. It cannot split the cannot split the orders to multiple ship to address. It can only match it to one ship to address. So that's out of the box. If you want to split it to multiple ship to addresses, then you still have to do a customization. And also you could see select only available items, and it says include capable to promise. So in Business Central, you can set up order promising, and once you set that up, so when if you are a CSR and the customer called you, you're entering a sales order, then you can click on capable to promise and available to promise. So those are different scenarios. And capable to promise is the one you can select here, and then it will so it just respect the same logic when you do it manually through the order promising. It's using the planning worksheet, and then it will generate the planning line from the planning worksheet. So but by using the sales order agent, it's just gonna and enable this feature, it's just gonna do that automatically and check the item availability by the capable to promise scenario. And also you can make the agent to automatically make the sales order from the sales code if you have this checkbox checked, and it will automatically create a sales order from the sales code. And also this release also allow you to so automatically processing the registered customers. So like if the customer already created in your Business Central and they have the email address, everything there, and you don't even want to review the document, you just want if the customer match and item match by the agent, and you want to automatically create the document. So here's the setup. So it's using the same setup, make orders from codes. The agent turns the accepted code into orders without even for you to review. So the review orders when created and updated. So if you enable this, then it won't automatically so this I think is it's still automatically create a sales order from the sales code, but we'll keep it to open. Then you have to review, and you can review it before you release it. So you can enable this setup. And so if you don't enable this setup, you don't want to create a order automatically from the sales code, you can just have the agent just automatically create a sales code when the customer send out a sales code request. But usually this should be the setup because it's a different stage in the from the sales code and convert to sales order. That's a different stage in the sales process. Usually after you create a sales code, then the customer has to approve it, and then they will send you another email for to confirm before you can create a sales order. So I will say like you have to set up the review codes when create and update instead make orders from codes, because those are two different processes. And also so in this release also you can provide, if the sales order agent is stuck anywhere, one create a sales code or sales order, like I will say sales code because that's the first stage. And when the sales order agent stuck on creating the sales code because it couldn't find the customer or couldn't find the items, so those are the two key components for you to create a sales order. And then it will stuck in the queue. It will be listed for needs your attention here in the list, and then it will have an option saying like additional instruction. Then you can just enter the additional instruction. Then you can give an instruction in natural language and to tell the sales order agent like which customer you want the sales order to be created on, and which item, if it cannot identify the item to be mapped from the email, then you can use natural language to tell the sales order agent which item you want it to map to. So it will be listed here, then you just provide additional instructions. And after you provide the instruction, you don't need to restart the sales order agent. You don't need to reset anything. It will just continue the process. So it just after you input your instructions, and it will resume from your instruction from that input. So that's about sales order agent. And for the purchase and payable agent, so in this version, so we also need to activate. When you activate, you also need to enter a mailbox. Like I said, I don't have a working mailbox. And then you have some additional settings. If you click on next and on this page, then it will tell you can set up, you want to review the email. The agent will request a review of the incoming email before create a purchase document draft. So how the agent create a purchase document draft? It's using like artificial intelligence. It's based on the history, like you created the previous posted purchase invoices based on those history, and it's using the context to awareness. And for example, like previously you created like for utility bill, and you map it to a GL account. And then next time, if it's a similar scenario, and it will map to the same GL account. And but it also identify like the previous utility bill. If, for example, it's for the manufacturing facility or if it's for office building, you will map to different GL accounts. If that's the case, then based on those history, the Copilot agent, the payables agent will identify which is the correct GL account it will be mapped to, because it has the contextual awareness. And also because when the email comes for the purchase payable agent to match, it will automatically create a you can automatically create a purchase document draft if you enable that. And then so what it does is like it will do the three-way mapping. So you will have a purchase order, and three-way mapping is the purchase order, purchase receipt, and the purchase invoice. So that's the three-way mapping. Let's say if it couldn't find on the invoice the vendor provided to you, it doesn't have a unique reference number for which purchase order is for. And it's still gonna try to match to the purchase order and the lines with Copilot, with artificial intelligence. And also when it's creating those purchase document draft, and it's providing a confidence level, which means it provide a confidence level, then also it provide a reason for the suggestion. So you can drill into the reason for the suggestion, and then you can review those purchase document draft by the confidence level. So if it has more confidence level, those are the ones, like you don't need to put too much efforts to review. And if the confidence level is very low, then you have to focus on those purchase document draft. So that's about the sales order agent and also the purchase payable agent. So another thing, like for the Copilot and agent capability in this release is it has to do with the sustainability journal, and it will provide you capability of it will have a action to suggest that in this preview version, because we're still in September this year, and many of the new features will be not in public preview yet. Most of them are in public preview after October, so I don't have that action here, but they added suggest emission with Copilot. You could see on the sustainability journal, then you have these emission of 3 different gases: CO2, CH4, and N2O. So if you filled in on the sustainability journal, if you filled in like custom amount, installation multiplier, time factor, and so if you filled in those fields, and then you can use the button action called suggest emission with Copilot. It will automatically suggest the emission there, instead of like you have to calculate by yourself. So it's more automated. And in this version, another Copilot feature which using AI is like, but you need to enable a feature in the feature management before you can see that. So in the feature management, there a feature called Advanced Tell Me Preview. If you enable it for all users, and then you will see something I see here. If I just trying to search something from Tell Me, you see I have an additional tab which called Advanced Preview. And this will help you to find more lots of things in the like semantic context. So you have to click on this button. So after you tap in, after you see you have a cursor there, and there's no other buttons there. But in the front, you have this button like a search magnified glass, and you have to click on this button. So then it will search in the context of Business Central, based on semantic model. So it will not just search by the keyword, and it will also based on what this word really means. That's called semantic model. Okay, so you could find something similar, like similar to sales, but with from its meanings. This functionality exists in the reports as well. I found if I go to this, you go to this view, Explorer view, then you see if I want to search something from here, still search something from here. Maybe what I saw is from here. So you see, yeah, it's not from the global search anymore. It's from here. Then you still have this try advanced. You still have this tab there once you turn on this feature. So if you just use the try tab, then it just search this word. And if you click on advanced, actually it goes back to where we were before. Then it's using the semantic model. But it's like it's actually bring up what you have in the global search, but it's for that advanced. So it's just advanced based on the meaning of the word. It's not just search exactly that keyword. And so also there's even in the previous version, then we have the Copilot chat. So they have some improvement of this Copilot chat. If you see for this release, everything related to Copilot, they will say they improved the performance, which means if you ask a question, then the response will be faster. And then if it also supports more than 20 languages. And so previously it only support English. Now it expanded to more than 20 languages. And so that's for the chat. And also the added feature also is for user interface make the user interface more friendly. You can resize this chat. But because my still September preview, so I don't have that available here. But what is supposed to be, you will be able to drag this boundary, and then it can expand or shrink for the chat. And also there's a feature in the previous release with one, like on the customer card, if you are creating a new customer, and there's lots of Copilot autofill fields, then you can see the Copilot autofill fields, like because on this customer we have lots of fields is already filled in. We don't have that many which not filled in. Let's create a new one. And then this new company, a customer company, and we just say it's Microsoft. Okay, so then you see all these fields. So in this version, this feature, autofill feature, has been enhanced, improved as well. So it just make it more accurate and also consistent. And also, if you try to find something like all these addresses, and you want to find the address, and it's searching from the Bing search, and to get those information from the Bing search on the internet to get you those information. Also this one, also what I talked about, like support more than 20 language also applies here. Yeah, so for this autofill, Copilot autofill, it also support more than 20 languages now. And in another feature, I think that's great because Microsoft provided the MCP server, and the MCP server is the Model Context Protocol server for the AI agents and for the AI agents connection with Business Central. So you may have a question like, because we already have the sales order agent and purchase payable agents, are they using the MCP, the Model Context Protocol? Actually, they're not. So they're using the Azure AI Studio, but now the MCP. And the purpose for MCP is for because for these two they are using the Microsoft orchestration and Azure OpenAI. But for the purpose for MCP is to give you more flexibility, so you can connect to any AI platform, not only like Azure OpenAI. So they're all different AI platform for the major company like Gemini, Cloud, all those different AI platforms. By using MCP, you can collect all different AI platforms, not just only the Azure OpenAI like these two agents connected to. And so it's then the data, as long as you synchronize your Business Central data to the MCP server and connect the other AI platform, then you can analyze your data from the other AI model. Yeah, I think that's a big improvement. And also in this version, if you go to the Copilot and capabilities and agent capabilities, you could see Microsoft added the column called the building type. And by adding this building type column, you can identify which AI capability is built and which one is not built, and which one is built by an ISV, like Microsoft independent software vendor, so a third party. So then you can control, like you can it just give you more transparency for how you get billed, instead of you don't know how which feature you get billed and who built it. So that's another improvement. And also there's the enhanced Copilot analysis. So even in previous version, you have the Copilot analysis. Like if you go to the item list and then you see this button, then you can analyze the list. But in this release, you can also ask Copilot to add a column, add a hidden fields from the list. So if you say show hidden fields on this item list, then you see right now I have a number description type, all those, and now I want to generate. You will see some fields which is not available on this page is displaying after it add a field. So let's see if I'm lying or not. Let me see. So description, number. I need to open another view of the item list. Just let me duplicate the item list so we can compare. So that's how you can just give it a prompt and it will do that for you. So let's compare to see our analysis. Okay. Let me put it back. We can number, description, type, somehow it didn't listen to me this time. But you can try it. So I tried another time. It just gave me some hidden fields like description 2. Description 2 is a hidden field on this page, but it just give it to me. So I don't know. Microsoft said Copilot is more consistent in this version, but it seems like add hidden field description to this item list. Let's see if we just give it more specific if it does it. So I tried previously, I just say add hidden fields and it did it. But it seems like it's not doing it anymore. Okay, let me see. Keep it. Let's keep it first. It's not doing it. Okay. So it just like it's still not very consistent. Even they said that they make it more consistent. Yeah, but that's a new feature they added. You can in the analysis, Copilot analysis, you can make it to show some hidden fields which does not even exist in this list. Okay, so another feature is, it's also in previous release as well. Let's go to sales order so we can see it clearly. So there's a summarize Copilot summary in the fact box. And so in this release, and this summary is also Microsoft mentioned in that new feature document. It says this is the performance is improved, but it's still like it takes a few seconds for the summary to show up. It doesn't show up right away. I cannot feel the performance difference. But they are identifying the currency of the order, and also you could see US dollar, and also it's also support more than 20 plus languages. And also in their feature, in their feature release, they said that in the summary, it's more giving you more deeper insights. I don't know if you can see the difference from the previous release, like if it's provide deeper insights, but just by reading these financially the sales amount is 570.30. Cost is this. I think this it tells you the margin. This is deeper from my understanding, and it's not just telling you what you can see here on the page, like if it's open and if it's all those basic information. So the third summary, it looks deeper. Okay, so let's take a look on so that's about the Copilot and agents. And for the country and the regional, so you could see I put this one. I like this feature, but when you submit IRS 1099 to electronically so in this version previously, even in the previous release, Microsoft added a feature like you can generate a form 1099 form document that you can submit to the tax authority in the US, but you still have to submit it manually. And now with this integration with IRS, then you can send it directly to them in the US. You don't need to export it and manually send to them anymore. So that's the improvement for US. And also from this feature, like install UK localization as an extension to the base app. So Microsoft removed the localization from the UK extension and then just make it a standard app and install as a base app. So it just make me thinking of a trend. Maybe later it will try to do that for the extensions for other countries' localization as well, just to remove the localization, make it a standard app. It's kind of like I think it just make it a more a general template for that for areas close to that country and make it available. Let me think. Make me think. Probably that's a trend. And also, yeah, so for the country and the regional, I don't have too much to talk. It's only these two features I want to point out for the development. I really like all these development features released. Even I'm not a developer, I'm only a functional consultant. but when I read these features, I do like them. Like, if you are a developer, when you try to publish an app, sometimes it could take long if the database is too large. It takes long, and the code base, like what you're trying to publish, it's large, and it could take a long time to publish to SaaS, or even on-premise. I don't know if this works for on-premise. So from what I think, it's just for SaaS. Then you cannot cancel it. I think I think it's for both. So furthermore, if the connection to the on-premise sandbox development is lost, so actually it works for both. So then previously, if you already make the change and you're in the publishing, you cannot cancel it. Then you have to wait until it's published, and then you can make an update or change and publish again. But now it has a cancel feature. Like if it takes long for you to publish, and in the middle you find you did something wrong, and then you want to correct it and you want to update the app, then you can cancel it, and you can exit from the Visual Studio Code as well. Then both will cancel the publishing. So which is really good. It saves time. And I like this feature extend Copilot autofill using AL as well, because that autofill feature, like on the customer card, then it's searching the Bing, and it's getting the external information from internet. And then if the developer can extend it to some custom page or some field, Microsoft did not provide autofill. And that is great. And also had Copilot summary. I think it may be useful as well, because sometimes it takes long to generate a summary. It took us like a few seconds before we can see it, and some user also, they may not, maybe the company owner doesn't want them to see the summary for whatever reason. Like we can remove it, we can hide it from the fact box. So I think that's also good. And record and edit easier with enhanced page scripting tool. I like this feature too, because if you go to the settings and you have the page scripting preview, so let's say we are start new. So this feature is used like when you doing the UAT, then you recorded your steps, and then you want the users to follow those scripts just by exporting the steps and import to their environment and do it again. Or for some troubleshooting, you want to use the page scripting. So for example, I'm opening the sales order, and then, so this feature exists before, it's not new, but it just like in this version, Microsoft added more flexibility for you. Like let's say I try to release the sales order, you can see it record each step, right? And then I try to change something. I try to change this item number to something else, and put it there. Then I have to reopen. So it record each step. And then in this version, what you can do is like you can add a structure of the different steps there. So you can wait, expression is true at different steps. And then you can also delete this step. You can reorganize the step, put it in the front, put it at the back. So you can also change the property. So let's find something. For example, this step, and let me see. Just remove this arrow. And if you go to the properties, and at the bottom, you can set up the parameter there. You can add a parameter for whatever you specify there, and if you're troubleshooting or debugging something. So it just added lots of flexibility for you. So I think it's not only useful for a developer, it's also very useful for a consultant. That's why I like all these development features added in this version. And also truncate table data with new AL method. So since I'm not a developer, I don't memorize this. So you have the record truncate, you have this function, then you can use it now. Because previously when you try to delete something, this method. So previously when you try to delete something from Business Central, it's all row by row, but with this method, you can delete the large data set in bulk. Like previously, like InsideWorks has a very powerful tool. It's called an import-export power tool. And to help my customer to delete large data set, I usually use that tool, and it deletes in just seconds for a large data set. So I like it a lot, but it's powerful and also dangerous. So without using that tool, you can develop some tool yourself, and then put some control there for the users as well. Okay, so that's a good feature, and the view SQL call information in performance profiles. I also like this feature because this feature will allow us to troubleshoot, if there's any performance issue, maybe the database is too large and the call is running too long. And then you can use this tool to check what's going on, and you can also see the underlying SQL command which is using. So if you go to the performance profiler and then just enable show technical information, at the bottom you will see the call tree. And then from the call tree, then let's see, this takes 86 milliseconds. It's longer than the 51 seconds. Let's take a look what is going on. So you can see the SQL script is trying to run, and then from there you can know which SQL query is taking longer. If it's a code issue, you need to optimize your code. So yeah, I like this feature a lot as well. So I like all these development features. And for the e-commerce, because Microsoft has the strategic partnership with Shopify, and in this release, they also added some field and enhanced some features, renamed some fields, and added something for Shopify as well. So if you are on the business manager role center, then you can just go to the menus I have here like this, because if you go to my settings here, you could see I'm in the business manager evaluation in this role. And then from this row, you can go to the Shopify tab and then go to your shops, and you can create a shop card, and then that's your Shopify shop card. So in this release, and because Shopify is deprecating their old API every quarter, so you have to make sure you update to this Business Central version, because starting from this Business Central version is gonna use the Shopify API version 2025 July version. The July version. The previous release is using the 2025 January version. So when you upgrade it to this BC27, this BC27 version for the release wave 2, then you automatically get a Shopify API. It's automatically compatible with the Shopify API version for 2025 July version. Okay, so and also in this release, it added something like on this page, it added like a wait unit, and when you export, because in this Shopify integration, it has a feature like you can export the posted sales invoice. Like the customer may ask you to create an order in your Business Central, but not through the Shopify. But they want to see the orders from both Shopify and the order placed through Business Central. If that's the case, then that feature, like you have this posted invoice sync. So that's that feature. So it will synchronize the posted sales invoice to Shopify, and first create a draft Shopify order, and then it will create a Shopify order from the draft automatically. But that feature, when you export the posted sales invoice, it's using the weight unit you specified on the Shopify shop card, which is this. Right now, it says kilograms, but you have grams, kilograms, ounces, and pounds. It's going to use that for the weight. So you can check how that works. You can go to your Shopify log entries, and then I tested some of them. So I'm going to pick log entry I tested before. Let's just put 205. So that's a log entry I tested before. I think it has that information. So you have this weight, and you have the value, which is 13.9, and then it's using the unit kilograms. So the value is on the posted sales invoice lines. It's on the sales invoice lines, and unit, that's a which unit is using what you specified on that Shopify shop card. So that's one of the feature. They use this field to record for that export of the sales invoice. And also they just rename something. I don't think that's major. Like this run things in background. So it previously was called allow background things toggle. So this toggle previously is called allow background things, but now they rename it to run things in background to make it clear. And also they renamed a report because if you go to synchronization, you could see there's a sync payouts. Previously, it's called sync payments, and they renamed it. And if you go to our job queue and if you have a job to run that by schedule, then let's create a new one. So that report, no, so I did it wrong. So I think so here. So Shopify Sync payouts. So right now it's called payouts, but previously it's called Shopify Sync payments. It's for so they just renamed it to make it clear, and also for archive processing. So they added this archive process Shopify orders, and so what happens like for Shopify, on the Shopify admin portal, you have a setup. You can go to the settings. You can set up to archive the Shopify order if you turn the archive automatically, Shopify order automatically on. And but now without that setting, you can drive it from Business Central through this Shopify connector. You can enable this archive process Shopify orders like so if it's a paid and fulfilled order, then after you send the fulfillment information back to Shopify, then you can have Shopify automatically mark it to archived. Okay, so that's this Boolean field they added on this release. And also if you go to the Shopify order, if we have a Shopify order you have here, and then you go to the sales order, and then you can see we want to see if there's a link between this Business Central sales order and Shopify order, right? So because on the sales order itself, you cannot see it. You have to go to the Shopify order that page and to see the sales order is linked to it. However, I don't know if they add. Let me see if they added here as well. So if you go to inspect this page, let's just have Shopify, you could see they did add this, right? They have the Shopify order ID and Shopify order number, because these are two different things. The order number is the on Shopify admin portal. You could see there's a short order number, and there's this ID is the one on that order on that URL. There's a string that's the unique identifier. So they added these Shopify fields on the sales order, but it's hidden on this page, right? You cannot see it from there. And in this release, if you just go to actions and functions, then other you archive this sales order documents. Now you create an archive, and then if you go to the sales order archive, you will also be able to see you will also be able to see those fields, the Shopify fields. Let's see which one is version 1, version 2. Okay, so if we just also right now from this preview, I cannot see it on this page. I have to just inspect the page to see it. And so if you type in Shopify, then you'll be able to see the Shopify order ID and Shopify order number there. If you put your cursor into the line, you will see the Shopify order line ID and Shopify order number. So it just provided the reference to the sales order document and sales order and the sales order archive for Shopify in this release. And also, it added, so there's a lot of features related to Shopify, just thinking it out from my hand. If you go to the Shopify shop card and go to the related and go to the companies. You can go from the companies to the company locations to the company Shopify company locations. Then from here, you can specify the sell to and bill to for a Business Central customer. So this is how you map the Shopify company to your Business Central sell to and bill to customer. So you have that capability to map the Shopify company location that way. And also, you have the if I go to here, you can see there's market catalogs, right? So there's market catalog because on Shopify, if you have a Shopify website in different countries, in each country it's called a market, or you can run it as a Shopify market. And then this feature, the Shopify market catalogs, if you click on get, because I'm using a Shopify dev website. It's a personal website. It's not for B2B, and you need to get specific permission from Shopify to get a B2B in order to have your Shopify site to have B2B feature. So that's why I don't have anything because so most of these for B2B, right? So then you can have that if you have different operations in different countries, then you can have the market catalogs to keep the pricing for different specific market. So that's the purpose for this catalog. And also, if you are running the Shopify POS, then you can map your Shopify stuff to Business Central. So to Business Central salesperson. So Microsoft added this staff members mapping. So if because I can run my Shopify POS and I can refresh it, then the Shopify POS transaction for the customer who placed the order automatically shows as a Shopify staff member. Then you can map it. Well, so once you retrieve that Shopify POS order in Business Central, then you can refresh, then you can get a Shopify staff member mapping this populated, and then you can map it to a Business Central salesperson. So they added capability to map your Shopify staff member to your Business Central salesperson. And also, they added something for a reference, like if you go to a Shopify orders I retrieved. So in the fact box, so previously you don't have this detailed comparison. Now you have the order total fact box, and you have the Shopify order total and the amount, all these information, and the tax information, shipping charge, all these information. And then you have the sales document. This is the Business Central sales order. And you have the tax, and you have the total, all those information. So these information are in the same fact box, so we can compare to see if there's any discrepancy from the Shopify total versus your Business Central sales order total. So it added this fact box for you to see that. And so let me think if there is anything else. The customer, when you export, let me see, Shopify log entries. When you export your customer from Business Central to Shopify, which means you have on the Shopify shop card, you have to select the direction. It's to Shopify, and so let me show you for the customer. So right now, if you select all customers, and then so you can select the directions, right? So if you select all customers, which means you want to push all your customers to Shopify. And if you select with order import, that's when you retrieve the when you retrieve the Shopify order, it's creating the Business Central customer. So this is retrieving, but this is a pushing. If you select all customers, you are pushing your Business Central customers to Shopify. Then you can use the synchronize. You can use the synchronize customers this function to synchronize all your Business Central customers to Shopify. So in this release, it added a feature in Business Central. If on the customer card, it depends on Business Central customer card if you have the province or not. Shopify will ignore the province based on the country they thought the countries they have provinces or not. So if we go to our customers, so I have these two customers I've created for you to see a difference. So for this first customer, test province sync, then I have province specified here. But in Business Central, this province only come when you select your country region like CA or US. Oh, even US, it doesn't come. It doesn't come up. So, and the US will say county. So then, but when you select CA, then the province field is come up. And when you select US, it just a county state in the US is the same thing. And it changed the province to state. And if you change it to like CN, which is China, and you see that field just disappeared at all. Okay. Shopify also has its capability like for the countries they need to include province or not, similar like Business Central. So I think they match very well. And then if you do not if in a country like they can ignore the province, even you send the province to them, they will ignore it. So that's what they have in this release. So I'm just giving you an example. I had two examples there, and because this customer card was having the country region code CA before, and it has a province there. So if we go to the Shopify log entries, then my entry number 1105. This is the one I checked. So you can see for this customer, when you're trying to send it to Shopify, it has a province code. Oh, actually, it's not for that specific customer, but it's another customer. But for the customer, you see it has a province code GA. And then when it's sent to Shopify, it's returning their province is Georgia. So they just tell you you have the capability to synchronize the province code, but depends on the Shopify end if they have that country has province or not on their end, and they may ignore what you send it to them. But in this case, we have it in both sides, so they are using this province code. But let's say if this is a country which does not have the province on the Shopify end, and you send them a Shopify code GA, they will ignore it. They will not populate anything when they provide you a response. This will be blank. So that's about this feature. I think I basically gone through all the features I want to talk about for e-commerce. And then for the electronic documents and sustainability, so the Microsoft puts lots of effort on those two in this release, but I don't want to talk about them because we are in North America, and those for the electronic documents, it's mandatory in Europe, but it's not mandatory in Canada, and the United States, Mexico. In North America, it's not mandatory. And so you can review these features, but the out of box that Pebble template designed for North America is very poor. And also we don't have the unified infrastructure here in North America for the electronic documents. So I would say just quickly review these features so you know those features exist. But if you're a consultant working in the North America, you don't need to put too much effort on it. And also the same for sustainability. because that's an emphasis in Europe. They want to I think Microsoft, in Europe, they're pushing for the corporate sustainability reporting directive. But in North America, we unless you are a public traded company, you have operations in other countries, not only in North America as well. Like we don't have the emphasis on the sustainability here in North America, like for the impact to the environment. I think that's something like will be in the policies, and they will be enforced in the future. But right now, it's not mandatory unless you're a multinational company, like have operations in other countries, not only in North America. Then you can focus on these. But right now, I will say just review these features and know like they exist, and don't need to put too much efforts on them. So I want to talk about the reporting and the data analysis here. Let me see. Oh yeah, I missed something here. Financial management. Okay, so I'm gonna skip electronic documents, financial management. In the financial management, I will say the most interesting one to me is the audit trail and the calculate exercise taxes. This exercise taxes also is not used very often in North America. And that's those ones, taxes at the federal level, like for those special goods like tobacco, alcohol, all those kind of things. You may use it, but it's not used very often. Just the province level, and like in the United States, the county level, I don't think it's used very often. And but also in this release, it provided a framework for it. Also, I cannot show you because my preview in September doesn't have that framework yet. But it's a good thing, like they have this framework. And all the trail report also, it doesn't exist in my preview yet, but it's very helpful for you to follow the compliance of the audit. I like these two features. Use alternative posting groups for employees, and create a multiple fixed asset card. So the use alternative posting group for employees, I will say we already have that feature for account receivable and account payable. So if you go to your sales and receivable setup, you can see you have the allow multiple posting groups. So this feature was released in previous Microsoft versions, in the previous Business Central release, major release. And then because of if you turn on that, then if you go to your customer posting group, then you have the option to specify posting group alternative group for that customer posting group. Similar on the vendor side, if there's the same setting in the purchase and payables, then you can specify on the vendor posting group. And in this version, it just extended that same feature into the employee posting group. And you have to set it up in the human resources setup. There's the same field called allow multiple posting group. You can turn this on, then you can select this check multiple posting group alternative groups. And so if you have both turned on, then you can set it up in the employee posting group. Then you should be able to see something similar like what we see from the customer posting group. But right now in this preview version I have here in September, it doesn't have that button for you to select the alternative posting group yet. But I think in October, this feature will be available. So I like this feature and the other feature to create multiple fixed asset cards. So that's an interesting feature. Let's say if I go to my fixed assets and I want to purchase like 10 computers. Usually what I do to track those 10 different computers, I need to create a 10 fixed asset card. But in this version, what you can do, you can just create a purchasing invoice. Then I don't know how it works because I still don't have that I don't have that functionality in my September preview yet. But what I think it's supposed to do is like you don't need to create each individual fixed asset card anymore. Once you have a purchase invoice, on the purchase invoice, you just put a computer and put a quantity 10, then it will automatically create 10 fixed assets for you. So previously, if you do that, it will just create one fixed asset of acquisition for you. But now I think it will create 10 different fixed assets for you. But I don't know where to enable that feature because it didn't give you much details yet if you open this link. There's no much details yet. It's available. The general availability is from October. There's no public preview, so we cannot see it. But from my understanding is you only need to enter the quantity on the purchasing invoice and it will automatically create a 10. Like in my case, that 10 computer, it will automatically create 10 different fixed asset cards for it. You don't need to manually create each one anymore. So I like this feature a lot. And for the governance and administrations, I believe this recordings and notes with cloud migration tooling exists in previous major release. So I don't know why it's still here, but I remember I saw it in the previous major release before. And automate environment management with Power Platform connector. This is really fun because it will allow you, this connector will connect you with Business Central admin center, and then it has standardized API in the Power Platform, using Power Platform connector. It's using standardized API, which can help you to create a Business Central environment copy, environment schedule, the environment update, and integrate with other system. So I think that's a good integration with Business Central and Power Platform. Power Platform is helping you to integrate with other external system through this Power Platform connector, which is really nice. And for the reporting and data analysis, I like the feature like you can schedule a financial report. You can schedule it and send an email to yourself when it's run. It doesn't have much feature here. It doesn't have much screenshot, any detailed description, but I just see it from my understanding. It would what happened will be like when you run the reports. Let's just pick one review. Actually, we don't need to go in it. You can just click on print PDF. So I believe when you will see a schedule button there. And so previously that schedule button, if it's on premise, it can send it to your report inbox. And so in this release, they added like you can have a schedule and then not only send it to the report inbox, and also it will send an email notification to our email address. So I like that feature. And some of feature described here does not even exist, like this data fields. If you click on it, there's no data, it just comes to the same page. So it's not very helpful. So let's go back. So let's go back to this reporting and the data analysis. And so these two are talking about similar things. So I think what it meant is like they have the enhanced Power BI report for both the purchase and sales. And the biggest thing I see there, like they added, is the forecast. So you will see the sales forecast and purchase forecast in both Power BI report. And also you will it added some semantic models, so you can use natural language to create a visual for yourself and to look for the data you want. It's like a Copilot, like you ask a question and it returns you the result, similar like that. So that's the two big things I saw they added is a focus and also the semantic, using the natural language to search these reports. And for the supply chain management, so this I think is for the performance. And so previously when you post the sales and purchase documents, it's using the line number, but now they added type and number to reduce the deadlock. So it's for performance. And so add more fields and columns, I don't think it even worth to mention, because even in previous release, Microsoft said they're trying to expose as much fields as possible for us to personalize. Yeah, but they put it as another feature here. And so I just don't know why they are keep on adding and adding, but why don't just expose all the fields we can use to personalize? Sometimes we still have to go to a developer to add a field which exists in the table but does not exist on the page. Or you can use the simple object designer that allow you, if you are not that extension will allow you if you are not a developer and don't want to ask a developer, you can add that field. So this subcontracting capabilities in production, I like the feature it added because in the past, if you want to use in the subcontracting worksheet together with your production order, then you have to it create a purchase order. It doesn't create a transfer order. In this release, it added the capability for transfer order as well. And evaluate quality of incoming goods and materials. So they added the extension called the quality management extension. And this is extension you can install, and then you can you can set up the triggers and timing for your quality inspection, and also the scope for your quality inspection, all those kind of things. And also you can added a list of reports you can print from this extension, including the quality certificates. So that's good. Previously, you may use a third-party extension from ISV, and now Microsoft added to their base extension. You don't need to pay any extra, and then you can just install it. And so the trend I'm seeing, like Microsoft is trying to add more and more ISV extensions into their base products by expanding their functionalities. Okay, so configure the default calculation for the calculate consumption report. I don't see that field in my version yet, but it just they added the default. They add in the manufacturing setup in Business Central, in the manufacturing setup they added a new field. And the purpose to add that new field is like previously, if you want to calculate the consumption, you have to go to consumption journal. So I don't have that field. They added under the planning fast tab, and the field is called default calculation for calculate consumption. Default calculation for calculate consumption report. So so usually if you are using production, then you go to the consumption journal to calculate your consumption. You click on this, and you have to select calculation based on expected output or actual output. You have to manually select this. But once you have that default setting in the manufacturing setup, it will just automatically populate your default calculation. You select it from the manufacturing setup to the consumption journal. You don't need to manually change that or select that anymore. So that's the purpose, just to save you some click. Okay, so let me see if there's anything I missed. Supply chain and the sustainability. Yeah, so that's everything for this release. And that's the key features I want to demonstrate and talk about for this major release. And so I think from the AI perspective, I don't know those enhancements are major, but it just because the performance improved and the deeper insight, those are something we may not find a significant difference between the previous major release and the current. But I do like the sales agent. Sales order agent, they added it can detect attachment, and they added multiple ship to. So those two features are really helpful. And So the other features, as I mentioned, because there's a few Shopify features added, but I think most of them are just adding some support to rename some field. Those are not major, but you know, so by reviewing this release, even I talked a lot, but there's not much I think different from the previous version. There's not much, and that's and except for that sales agent sales order agent that implements for detecting the attachments and multiple ship to. That's an interesting one. And but I can see the trend, the MCP. So that one, the MCP server is an interesting one. And I talked about the development changes they added. Those are interesting ones. Other than that, I think I don't know. I don't see too many major features added. The multiple the fixed asset, that one is an interesting one. So yeah, so because I think for the Copilot and AI, maybe they need to spend lots of effort on that. That's why there's not too impressive feature in this release. Okay, thanks everyone. I hope this video is helpful. I'll see you again on my next video. Thank you.